Hello everybody, welcome back to Joshie.dat part 4. Welcome all, and hope you all had a wonderful weekend, wonderful week, and hopefully this upcoming week goes well for you. I'm particularly excited because next weekend's a 3-day weekend for me, which means I can do some more of this recording stuff for you all. And the setup is mostly good to go. I don't know if you can tell, the camera I got a new camera. It's not as fuzzy as the last one was, so that one's finally retired. Got a new one. Could have gotten a little bit more of a higher end one, but for all intents and purposes of this, I don't think I need to spend more than $30 for a camera. But we will see how this one goes. I like it so far. I did some test recordings, and it looks pretty good so far. Not too much has changed on the layout down here. I did add the total of levels in the set, just so everyone knows how many there are that aren't familiar with this set. I could have put in how many I've completed, but you can just base it on the level number. So that seems okay to me. And before we jump into it, there is something I have been looking forward to sharing with you all. And let me just transition to this little fancy little separate scene I've set up. So I have Tile World on my little handheld, and let me say, this is a lot of fun. It is smooth as butter. It plays wonderfully. It's got built-in music to it. It's actually really cool, and the interface of the gameplay is really cool. So you just push start, and I'm sorry, the glare is really hard to see. Try to make it to where it's visible, but you can kind of see there. You make out a little bit of the interface, but I did finally manage to get this working, because I saw someone in the Discord say they have it on their handheld, and I thought I have a handheld kind of like that, so wanted to get it going. And I'm playing Best of JB Entertainment Pack, I think it's called, and it's been fun so far. I'm only on level 12, or 13, but I played some of the newer content, and it's been pretty fun stuff. I should probably revamp JCCLP 3.1 to add some of the newer content I've made. Anyway, let's jump into Chip Block Galaxy. We all know this level. This is a CCLP 1 level. Every block on these planets holds chips under it. Something about that hint wording doesn't feel right to me, but we will just go with it. That's what they went with for the hint. And this is a level that I don't think I ever put this into a designated Josh L set, so I think it's just an other category. I need to check my notes and verify that, but I'm pretty sure this is an other level. Never really talked about it, because shoot, I don't remember when I know I Let's Played CCLP 1 in Lynx, but that LP is a little cursed, I will admit. I was very vulgar in that Let's Play for really no reason, and I kind of regret it. Maybe one of these days in the far future, or maybe near future, who knows, maybe I'll I'll do like a marathon stream of playing all the CCLPs. Okay, I think that's all the chips. So I want to say this was inspired by Super Mario Galaxy. I don't think the second one came out when this was made. And funny enough, I never played Mario Galaxy 2. I only played the first one. Because when the second one came out, I was a little involved with a relationship and didn't really care to play much video games other than Pokemon and this one. It's kind of funny. The only two video games I played the most of, I never fell out of love with, was those two. Oh, and some Mario games too, and there's a couple of the retro PS1 titles, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. Okay, we are set to go. That is a pretty easy level for what it's worth. And now we're on to Outer Limits, which, funny enough, is also a space title reference from another video game. Another Wii title, actually, Mario title too. But this one is in Joshie.dat 2. And it's honestly pretty boring. It's just a bunch of varying size rooms with a bunch of chips in them. And you would think with the presence of blocks, you have to guide the blocks outwards, but you don't. Well, this one you can't because it's on the edge. But nope, the blocks are pointless. This was named after one of the chapter sections in Super Paper Mario. I want to say it was chapter 4. Yeah, Super Paper Mario is... That's a game I have not played in a long time, and I remember loving that game. Had a fantastic story. Okay, there we go. And now we just go through a ring of fireballs. Kind of surrounding the Soan planet. I almost screwed. That would have been embarrassing to die that way. Hopefully I can catch the cycle. Okay. I'm right behind this guy. I'm tailgating this guy. Good thing monsters don't brake check your ass.
Bummer.
But that timing's kind of lame. I could skip that. I could skip to the end of this. Alright, let's just pretend that never happened. I did you all the liberty of cutting that part out because this level's nothing to write home about. Hopefully I catch a better opening. There we go. That's way better. But yeah, this level is not the most exciting. And Super Paper Mario was a fun game to play. I haven't touched it in a long time because we gave up our Wii years ago. Alright, that's finally completed. Laundry hoop. Press the green buttons to destroy the gliders that got stuck in here. Gravel tiles are under all blocks. Alright, so we have a rejects level. And I think I made this for the title. Okay, so once I get that pushed, I could just, do that and see what happens. Just make the gliders get all smushed up together. And let them all die. So that was fun, right? Oh, actually let me get a chip out of it. So that was all fun and dandy. But now you gotta do grunt work to get the rest of them. Oh, I can get another one. Oh, I can get 3 of them. Okay, well, thankfully, I made this way more forgiving. And I think there's flippers in the middle of this structure. Cool. So with there being flippers, it's just a matter of mostly just pushing one block per chip. So some interesting no, I shouldn't say interesting, but I guess I can mention some days ago the user this one needs 2 blocks. Okay, the user Transgender Tsunami, I'm just gonna call them that because that's what their username is on the CC Discord, posted a screenshot of themselves completing 797 levels of this set out of the 1324 at the R. They admitted they skipped mostly mazes and levels that they didn't feel like replaying, which is fair, And they even posted their score with that many levels completed, and it was like 265 million points and some change. And I think that's pretty exciting to look forward to. Like, what will the total score be after I complete every level of this set? Alright, so that is completed. We are on Wildfire next. The garden has caught on fire. Hurry up and get out before it burns to crisp. Should be burnt to a crisp, but whatever. Yeah, so 265 million for various level completion in this set is pretty cool. So, like, how many levels is that skipping? Like 500 something? And they say, well, I say they say loosely, but they made the comment that 500 million should be doable. And honestly, I think it is. I think it is doable. I can't even imagine. I mean, I know it's basic math, but I'm too lazy to do it. But I'm missing one ship. We were on the...
Bummer.
Never mind. Oh, we're just gonna die instead. Okay. So we'll just see what our finals... We'll see what our final score will be at the end of this project. I'm gonna tell you all right now, this Let's Play is going to last a long time. It's gonna go well into next year. Especially at the rate I'm going. I really wanted to do 2 videos a week, and it's still doable. I'm not saying it's not, but certain circumstances happened in the last month, 2 months. Whenever I officially started recording again is basically when these circumstances happened. And I'm not going to let those circumstances win.
Bummer.
Oh, come on. I'm not going to let those circumstances win against my time. So I'm gonna truck through this project. And there's even other CC Let's Plays I want to do. I have one in particular in mind that I don't know how well it's going to be received, but I'm still going to do it because I don't think I've ever seen anyone do such a project before, and that will be your only hint as to what it could possibly be. I don't think anyone would be able to guess it, though. I will say it is not a custom set. It is an official one, and it is not CCLP5. So good luck to y'all guessing and figuring it out. And if you do manage to figure it out, well, I'll send you $10. That's your win. That's your prize. A $10 prize pool. Okay, so let's actually talk about this level. This was intended to be a sequel to a level I have called Exit Garden, which I am stunned has not gotten into a CCLP. I thought for sure it would have gotten into CCLP 4 or 5. I don't remember if I made it for... I don't remember if this was in CCLP 1 voting. I think it was. I think it was considered. But I added Exit Garden to Josh L4, and this is also a Josh L4 level, which the layout of this is Exit Garden, but it's on fire. Fireballs came on through and ignited the place. It's kind of sad, really. And I gotta remember where the key is. There we go. Or lock, sorry. So that's the story behind that level. I was on a post-apocalyptic trend when this was designed. Our door is always open. Alright, this is a Josh L5 classic. This is one of the first levels I made for Josh L5. And I think Tyler named it. I still remember that detail. And it's honestly, it's just your traditional Josh variety level. Like, this is like the origins of the Josh variety standard. Okay, so you gotta press that, clear that, and then do that. Okay, I don't know if I want to get rid of these yet. I can't remember. don't think you need to go up here for anything. Think carefully about where you push your block first. Oh. I think that's what I wanted. So I think I'm okay to get these stolen. I don't think you need to go down here for nothing. No. I also want to really try to get myself to stream this, the stream doing this. So you have to push the block this way. If you were wondering. I think streaming this on YouTube would be fun. I could do Twitch, I guess, but I think I'd prefer to do YouTube just for the experience. I've never done a YouTube stream before. Okay, I think this is open. And we can exit. Woohoo. Alright. Yeah, streaming doing this would be fun because I could accomplish a lot more. I don't have to limit to just 10 and call it done. I can play like 20, 30, 40 levels and for like several hours and actually engage with a chat on the side. Like I still have all that dead space on the left over there, which is good. You can see the background and everything. I'm glad everyone likes that. I'm like all these changes. I'm really glad that you all enjoy them. It does make it look a lot more nice and fancy and unique, and it's awesome. This is honestly a lot of fun doing this again. Alright, Flarion's Quest Part 1. Okay, so we have never seen this be played on camera before. This was a little sub-series I did in Joshie.dat 3 to kind of tie into my whole Flareon liking and Chip being like a fire type, I guess. I don't know. I was like in my early 20s when I did the Joshie.dat 3, but man, I was on something. But anyway, the premise of this is you get the fire boots and you keep the fire boots the whole time. And I think there's 4 parts to this. And the first one just happens to be the first in the set, but I do know for a fact that this sub-series is not in order. And I didn't rename them, so we see part 1 first, but I promise you part 2 will not be the next one we see of this. Now that you're immune to fire, collect the chips and get to the exit. Watch out for water blocks. Get it? Because fire types are weak to water. So all this really is just a collection level.
Bummer.
With fire as the main theme. Not much to be said about it.
Bummer.
Okay, that was a water block. We drowned.
Bummer.
I don't know why I did that. So if you all can do me a big favor,
Bummer.
okay, I was clearly trying to incorporate a pattern with those water blocks, but I'm not sure what the pattern was supposed to be. So yeah, if y'all can do me a favor, if you're watching and you are interested in seeing or catching a Joshie stream, the rare instance of a Joshie stream, please let me know like what your general best availability is, and I will do my best to accommodate to that, because the last thing I want to do is stream to an audience of like one person. I know in the grand scheme of things that shouldn't matter, that shouldn't stop me from doing it, but it is stopping me. So that is the reality I am faced with. So if you could tell me when you are available, roughly, we can definitely make something happen. And I'm not sure how to get into here, because it is clear that this is a water block right here. Okay. I guess I just have to chance it. I'm a gamer. I am such a gamer. Alright, where's the last chip at? It's just right here. Cool stuff. Alright, yellow fever. So we have another level that got into CCLP 5. And one I'm actually really happy got into it, because this was fun to make. So this is a Trading Places level that I made out of Ultimate Chip 6's Autumnal Forest. Which use these exact colored blocks and kind of built off of it. So to make something different out of it was really tricky, because you kind of had to... It was a task to keep it different from what Autumnal Forest was doing. And the thing I noticed, the big difference I noticed between this and Autumnal Forest was significantly easier. Not to say this is hard or nothing, but the rooms were very different. Now this did have some busts that I'm grateful I managed to fix before CCLP 5 submissions, or not submissions, but when the set was being finalized, I managed to fix the busts this had. Okay. And the funny thing is this was actually did I get 2 keys? Yes, I did. Okay, do I want... I think I want to go up in here. The name Yellow Fever was actually a temporary name for this. I did intend on naming it something different, but I stuck with yellow fever, and I never changed it. I will say I did change something else about this level, and that was making it a secret hint level for CCLP 5, because this used to be a fire boot inside the this thin wall structure. And I think yellow mellow hello hello. I'm pretty sure I just cooked it, because that was what 10 locks. Yeah. So I'm gonna skip until I actually get to the exit. I wanted to show off the hint. All right, we're basically at the end. I already read the hint, so we don't need to go back to do that. One thing I did forget to mention is that this level is almost a no block level. Unfortunately, I did have to add a block to it to prevent the bust from happening. It was over in the where the glider, where the bug room is. Okay, so there's a path to the exit. So I can just quickly show it here. Yeah, that block right there, that was the only way to make that to get it to where you couldn't cheese it and get the blue key early. That and the ice tiles. The ice tiles actually really help with this kind of stuff. Okay. Alright, that is Yellow Fever. Pretty awesome level. I definitely would not have made it if Autumnal Forest didn't exist. And honestly, I still like Autumnal Forest quite a bit. I feel bad this guy isn't over it, but oh well. Alright, Night Crawlers. Use the block to fill in the gaps to guide the Nightcrawler to the bomb. You'll need the block afterwards also. Okay, apparently I was on a trend of calling the Paramecium Nightcrawlers. Okay, this is an interesting... this is an interesting idea. I'm pretty sure I don't need all the pop-up walls for. I'm gonna see how many I can get away with. So what do I need? Okay, so there's water tiles to prevent it from going along certain wall edges. So if I just merged it to this wall pattern, that'd be fine. And then you cover that gap up, and you're back to this one again. Now let's do it this way. And I want to see how many of these I don't need, because this was designed in Josh L3. Okay, I definitely think you're on a trip to the lake, my friend. You're on a trip to drowning.
Bummer.
Yeah, I made this back in Josh L3, and knowing me from that time period, I added extra stuff because I couldn't do it. That's the kind of designer I was at the time. Like, I wasn't good at the block snatching from bugs. I wasn't really good at bug guiding in general, or paramecium guiding. Okay, I think I see what I need to do. I guess that's a pretty cool little trick, I guess. Now, do those paramecium matter? I think I saw bombs. Yeah. Okay, so I need to get you out.
Bummer.
And not be in as much of a hurry to get you out. I guess this is honestly not that hard of a level. It's just simple. Get the guy to the place. I'm just going to use that pop-up ball. It's way easier. Okay. I was almost close. Okay, so now we just open up this guy over here, and we wait. And that is Nightcrawlers. I think, based off the title, I named it after Nightcrawling in Pac-Man World 2. But that's not confirmed, because I don't remember. It was so long ago. But we'll just say it is, because Pac-Man World 2 is being remade, and it's coming out in a month, and I'm super excited for it. Alright, Corny Fine Admins. This is another CCLP4 abridged level. I think this is the second part, so this starts in Encased in Carbonite, and goes on to some other early game level. I don't remember if I mentioned it when I played the other two CCLP4 bridge levels we came across earlier, like in part 2 or something. But I did make all these in order. And I explicitly remember that this section with the Encased in Carbonite was particularly interesting to incorporate. But it tied well, super well, into following or going into Polygon. And then into what the heck was that level called? Crossback? Easy puzzle. Now we are on to Reservoir Frogs. I even kept the aesthetic of the 3-tile wideness of that level. Alright, this is 3 trials, the 3 trials. I think we almost made the 3 trials level 1 in CCLP4. That's an I think. That's not me saying we did. In case a CCLP4 staff member is watching to examine my claims. Alright, so that was Inferno Dynamics we just did. Now we're on to Conversation of Keys. I know exactly what I said. Okay. That typo was so stupid, dude. But I'm glad it lives on. I'm glad it lives on. Alright, now we're on It's No Skin Off My Teeth. A level that probably didn't need to get into this set, honestly. And we are now, this is Glacial Palace. This might be my favorite part. Alright, that is Corny Fine Admins, and I'm not sure what title this uses for the anagram. I can't remember. It's not Encased in Carbonate, it's not Polygon, it's not Crossback, it's not Reservoir Frogs, it's not Inferno Dynamics. It's not the 3 trials. I'm not sure what title that uses. Someone's gonna have to figure that one out. I know what I knew what it used, but I don't know what it used. Oh well. Gives you a reason to comment. Alright. Frey Manor Isle, level 40. Now this level is quite a thing for a magnitude of reasons. This is a Walls of CCLP3 level that uses the real blue walls of Bump and Run. When I originally made it, I thought the level was fairly questionable. I wasn't particularly happy with the design of it. The brown button above connects to the trap teeth. I wasn't particularly happy with it, but for some reason, everyone else loved this one. And I kind of get it. I will say I do kind of get it. But it still surprises me how many people like this one. Like, I remember when I made it, or when I was compiling my CCLP5 submission set, I don't think I had this in there. I mean, I might have, but but I don't think I did, and a couple people wanted me to add it to it, so I figured, okay, you know, it's just submitting it, you know, that doesn't mean it's gonna get in. And then ended up getting like top 100 or something in CCLP5 voting. Actually, I think it was even higher than that. I want to say it was like top 50. I don't remember the exact placement of this one. And I don't have the results on the side or nothing, so I have no way of actively knowing right now. But I was just so surprised that it got into the set. People liked it, and I don't know. This is definitely one of those levels of mine that I really underestimated. I'm willing to admit that. And this nail section. A lot of people like this nail section too, which is... Again, I didn't really think anything of it, but... this is a cookable. This is cookable, so... Gotta be extra careful. I think you want to do that. And then... How would one complete the nail? Is the next question I have to ask myself. Like so. Now, I think I go through that. Okay. I don't know if anyone's ever been curious on the origins of the title, if it references something, and it kind of does, but it's not like an official reference or anything. So, around the time I was constructing this level, I was playing a Pokemon ROM hack, which is something I somewhat actively do on my downtime when I'm not working or recording or whatever. Okay, for the life of me, I can't remember what I'm supposed to do next. I think you unlock both the yellow ones. Because I think now's the time you get the skates. I'm sorry, my eye's really itching now for some reason. Okay, that shut off instantly. Okay, so we don't push that brown button yet. But I was playing a Pokemon ROM hack. And it was a fan-made one, and one of the locations in this ROM hack was called Frey Manor Isle. And it was like an island, like a ghostly island, like those traditional, like tradition sort of things. And I liked it and I used it. It's kind of the story of how it goes when it comes to level titles and the thoughts behind them. Sometimes level titles by themselves are interesting to know. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I've always liked how oh wait, I think you're supposed to blow this up first. Go in here, and then you can do that. And click this. But I always like hearing, like, designer comments on stuff. On other people's levels and stuff. And I know, like, at the end of the day, like, who cares? But at the same time, it's like, I care, you know? I want to hear where designers' heads were at when they made X level, you know, such like that. You know, it's fascinating to me. Because every story is different, you know? Okay, so I will have to lose my boots, but I do know for certain that I need to free this teeth monster. I called it a tooth monster once, and Tyler proceeded to let me have it. Okay, so I think you do this. So we can collect this guy. And now for the final task is guiding this teeth monster to its destination, which is all the way across the stage. And blowing this bomb up. Collecting these guys and exiting. So that is Frey Minor Isle. I am pleased that so many of you like this one. Surprised they got into CCLP 5. Didn't really have much to say about the designer aspect of it. I just kind of made it. I just used the pattern. You know, I think I typed up some stuff about it back, because when I designed Walls of CCLP 3, every time I finished a level, I would document like my thought process behind that level, and it's still the only set I've done this with to this day. And I do have that document, but it's not open right now, and I don't feel like opening it. But the designer comments is on Pie Guy's site, so if you want to read more about it or any Walls of CCLP 3 level behind the scenes, it's there. So feel free to do that. I forget what level it is in Walls of CCLP 3 though. I want to say it's particularly late. And speaking of particularly late, where are we at in time? I know I have a couple of cuts to make, and we're not even at an hour collectively. You know what? Let's go an extra couple levels. This 10 level streak, that was pretty easy. Let's just keep going. So let's start on with Mud Pit.
Bummer.
Oh, why did I keep recording? Oh no, why did I keep recording?